Good morning. It is Sunday, November 21st. It is 5:22 in the morning. Thanks again for checking up on me. Saying hello to old Jesse. Getting some motivation in the morning. Hopefully your day is going well. Hopefully you're feeling a little motivated. And if not, maybe something I share in this video might make you feel a little bit more motivated to do something. It is an absolutely foggy morning, and foggy mornings, I've never been one to do this, but makes really good photos. So my first lap, I kind of stopped along the way and I said, hey, I want to capture what my mornings look like in the morning by photos. And because I have these videos obviously, and I can always watch these back. But there's something about a still photo that captures a lot more sometimes. Because especially if I'm in the shot, this doesn't say as much. But this morning is super foggy, which is really cool. So if you see the thumbnail that I uploaded for this video, that thumbnail is for what I saw, something. And there's these deep pockets of light. There's other places that have no light. It's pretty cool. I've been listening to a couple more of, he's one of my favorite storytellers, motivational speakers, and that's Jim Rohn. And Jim Rohn talks about how we want change. And all of us want change in our life. We all want to get someplace new or to improve ourselves somehow. And change, he says, doesn't come by chance. Change doesn't come by chance. It comes by creating change. So, what am I doing to actively change myself for the better, improving my mind? What are you doing actively to improve your health, improve your mind, improve your spirituality? And one of his big factors in all of his speeches are about external forces. And he says it's the setting of the sail that determines our direction. Because we all face the same thing. We all face the same economic struggles. Well, depending where you are. I'm sure Vietnam and America are two different economic struggles. All the economics and the taxes and just life, work, and all of this stuff, we all face it together. COVID, pandemic, everybody's being affected by it. So if we try to keep saying, okay, until COVID's finished, then I'll do this. Or if I wait until this thing happens, then I'll do this. If we keep waiting for those things, then it's not gonna change. It's not. So what has to happen is you just have to change the set of your sail. After autumn comes winter. And after winter always comes, 100% of the times, always comes spring. Sometimes the winters are longer, sometimes the winters are harsher, sometimes they're really, really cold, and sometimes we can't see on the other side, but spring always follows winter. It's always the way that it is. We can't change it. We can't say, hey, I want, this year, give me 6 summers, give me 2 springs, give me no winters, no, it doesn't work like that. We just have to make the best of what we've all got. We all got dealt the same amount of cards, and now it's our turn to change direction. If we're looking at 2020, 2019, some of those years were really, really good for us. But we're not in those years anymore. So we've got to just adapt because we're here right now, November 2021. That's where we are. And if we keep waiting and blaming other things, then nothing's going to change. Light always follows darkness. Dark times, hard times, it's light always on the other side. All right, so setting the sail. What are you going to do today that will help you in 4 months' time? You project a little bit out. What do I want to be like realistically in 4 months, in 6 months, in a year. And how are you going to get there? Well, you got to change the direction of where you're going. If you're trying to have weight loss goals, you got to say, okay, even if you have to go down to the very number, I have got this X amount of days left, which means I want to exercise for X amount of hours each day, or half an hour each day, which means I need to lose these many calories, which means I have to get out and swim. I have to get out and run, get out, go for my walks every day for this many minutes. And you just gotta stay with it, stick with it. Yeah. Change only comes when you decide to change, not by chance. Also, learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. How's another good one? Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. A lot of times, I'm myself guilty as well. I just stopped learning. I just stopped actively trying to learn or study something new. I just stopped. And I just kind of fell into a rut, and my life was work primarily. And it's not even that my work took up that many hours. It wasn't. It was very, very minimal compared to a lot of other people. But that work like consumed me because I was obsessed with becoming a better teacher. So, I wasn't getting paid for becoming a better teacher, but because it's a little bit of a paradox. Because I invested that time, I did become a better teacher, but I still have the same job and I still have the same pay. Yeah. So learn to work on yourself more than you work on your job. So I've as of not last year, maybe 2 years ago, I was given 110% towards my job. And I told myself, because I was getting frustrated seeing other people get hired and just seeing the amount and the quality, the bad quality of their output as they were teaching classes. And I'm like, that is unacceptable in my book, in my personal opinion, my professional opinion. That is unacceptable. And then because I was part of the hiring process, I knew how much you're getting paid. And I'm like, I'm getting paid like $4 or $5 more than this guy. He doesn't even prep for his classes. And so I just saw a bit of an imbalance right there. And that irritated me for a while. And the problem was me. I was investing too much of myself into my job. I was giving too much of myself to my students, which I adore them. I love them. I love them dearly. But I was giving so much of myself, and then I started to compare what their standard of what a sufficient teacher would be. I'm like, the bar is so low. Yeah. So anyway, 2 years ago, I started just saying, okay, you know what? I'm gonna learn to give 70%. That's all I'm giving. When I prep for my lessons, I'm gonna give about 70%. Because a lot of times I give 110%. I go into class, things fall apart sometimes, just things get in the way and conversations come up, and it's all good and great. But then all of that 40% that I prepared for, that extra 40 over the 70, like I didn't do it. And the way the year goes on, I'm not the homeroom teacher. And so those lessons that I prepared for, they're gone. They're not to be repeated until another whole year later. So I decided just give 70%. Then I started feeling better. I started feeling better about going to work, and like, oh, it's less stress, because a lot of the stress came from myself. I put that stress on myself. And one of my friends always tells me, yeah, bro, you're the best thing that's ever happened to that school. I guess I partially agree with that. And I've been there. The tenure that I've been at that school is the longest. It is. I've outlasted everyone except the principal herself and maybe 2 other Vietnamese teachers. But everybody else, like, they're gone. They come and go. And sometimes that's a good thing. In business, they talk about that, but it's just my personality. You got a good thing going on, why change it? Even though a better thing is on the horizon, even though you could get a better thing. But I don't know. It's my personality, I guess. Yeah. So, just to recap, you can't change the seasons. So, what you have to do is the storms and the windstorms are gonna come. So, what you're gonna do is you just change the set of your sail, change the direction of where these seasons are gonna take you. spring always follows winter. The winters are going to be dark, hard, deep, but just know on the other side, there's good. You know, you're going to get out of this. Times get dark. On the other side of darkness is eventually the morning sun comes up and there's a sunrise. So don't give up in the middle of the night. Keep on going. And finally, learn to work on yourself more than you work on your job. Give 70% to your job. Give 100% back to yourself. And keep growing every day. And looking at things that happen to you in a negative way, take that as a lesson learned and learn from it. Really sit down, take the time, think about it. Like, what did I learn from this mistake? What did I learn from this error that went through? Because there's always a lesson behind it. You just gotta train your eye in order to look at what can you get out of this, because there's always a little bit of juice. There's always a little bit out of juice, even in dried fruits. That's probably wrong, but anyway. Thank you guys very much. Yesterday was Teachers Day, and my students and my students' parents. I have a theory on this. Morning. I have a theory on this. That anyway, the gifts from Teachers Day yesterday, while studying online for the first half of the year, without even ever meeting the students, the gifts I received yesterday was immense. Was awesome. Yeah, it was great, and I thank my students for that, and I thank the parents for that. But I have a theory of why. But anyway, I'll talk about that in another video. Remind me, please. If you like the content, please drop a comment. If anything resonated with you in this video today, leave a comment down there. Write it out. Sometimes writing it out is just good for you, so that you get some kind of thought of yours onto paper. Just get it out of your brain, put it down, and then hopefully retention can last a little bit longer. Thank you again. Love you guys, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Aloha. Remember, self-discipline, name of the game. Take care. See you tomorrow.